Hello. See if we can get some people in here. It's been a while since I streamed. I'm dealing with some stuff. Had a lot of work. Had to fucking work on Black Friday. Had some emotional things I'm dealing with. Personal things. But I'm here now. And I'm going to talk about the orgasm gap. And how everybody's incredibly insecure and unable to talk about it whatsoever. In any way that's productive. Hold on while I grab a link and post it in my Discord. Let's see. Do that. All right. Hello. Hello, Tuesday. Okay. Okay. So I posted on Twitter a couple days ago. Yesterday. I posted on Twitter yesterday. I got a lot of really stupid responses to this post. And I feel like it's something worth talking about. And arguing about it on Twitter, it's not the place. This is the place. So let's put up my original post here. Women need to realize men will almost never be better at giving you an orgasm as you are at giving yourself one, unless he's a sex addicted porn star. But women pretend it's supposed to be the opposite. I got a lot of responses to this, and people seem to have a lot of feelings about it. Got a lot of people saying that I'm self-reporting, saying that I'm bad at sex. And I feel like all those people are absolutely out of their fucking mind. Because do you really think that you can give somebody an orgasm better than they can give themselves? You think that you can be more in touch with their body than they are themselves and give them a better orgasm? You're out of your fucking mind. That's how insecure you are. You think that as a man, you have to be... First of all, I think if you think that women are literally retarded and they are so stupid that you can give them an orgasm better than they can give themselves one. And you also think that it's your responsibility to be better than her and at even knowing her own body. Not being sexually selfish is a learned skill. I think it's the lack of effort that offends most women. Absolutely. Okay. So there's a couple things going on here. So there is an issue where men don't put in any thought or effort or understanding or communication with a woman in sex. And the feminist movement tries to remedy that. And that is a lot of sexual interactions are like that, and women are going to experience sex with selfish men that don't know how to be mindful of their experience and their pleasure. And I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about progressive men. Regardless, like, you can't win if you try to be a good communicator and receptive with the women in bed, there is still a lot of shaming and blaming of men for any lack of pleasure on behalf of the woman. And it's like, now that women's orgasms matter, now that we've decided they matter, now it's a man's job to make sure that she has it, because she's incapable of making it happen herself. Because if you're a man, when you go into sex, like, all men know that it's hard to come. It's not easy to come from a blowjob unless she's really good at it. And we know that we have to exercise our own agency to make it happen for us. We know how to come, and we make it happen. We don't expect the woman to make it happen to us. We just make it happen. But women are expecting men to make it happen to them. So they want their orgasm to be meaningful, or they want their orgasm to matter, which I agree. Their orgasm matters. Their pleasure matters. But also, they still don't want to take any agency, and they want the man to be responsible for the whole thing. Not only do women want that, but also men feel this machismo attitude where they, no, my value as a man comes from my ability to blow her mind. Yeah, it's no. The reason that it's hard to come from a blowjob is because it's hard for you to put in any work unless you're throat fucking her. So that's why it's harder to come from a blowjob. That's why men have this understanding that blowjobs are really great, but also it's not the most easy thing to come from unless she's really good at it. And I feel like the standard that women hold progressive men who are trying, the standard that they hold those men to, is way beyond the standard that we hold women to. It's like, it's way unreasonable. It's like we expect men to be super sex experts who are like amazing Karma Sutra masters who know, who can be hard when you want, who are as big as you want, who can know exactly what your body feels and what you need at any given moment, and will give you exactly what you want, how you want it, without you even telling us. You're just thinking about us like sex toys. So I've got some responses to this tweet. I'm going to talk about it. All right, here's Drazi, Elder Drazi. The majority of women I have sexually interacted with have been really bad at pleasing themselves. Within the last few years, I've met more that know their body well, but it's not an across-the-board thing for sure. And I said, yes, I think that's a separate issue, separate but related issue to this. I think that I've known a lot of women in their early 20s who didn't even know how to have an orgasm. I've known too many. I don't know any men like that, but I've known like multiple women who don't even know how to have an orgasm. They'll talk about it like it's scary. Like they'll try and they'll get somewhere, but they have to stop because it gets too intense, and they don't know how. They don't have that relationship with their own bodies, and I think that's part of the problem. So when I said separate issue here in this response, I think it's not necessarily separate. I think it's part of it. I'm yet to read convincing evidence, says L. Jim, that there's physical and biological function in the clit orgasm that comes anywhere near the penis orgasm, and vaginal orgasms are 100% a myth. Dude, you're wrong. Well, first of all, like, yeah, all orgasms are orgasms, but your body and the position that your body is in when you have an orgasm does change a lot. Let me zoom in here, but so like if I know for a fact that if I have an orgasm while I'm in the fetal position, I can feel it really strongly in my feet for some reason. And it feels like amazing in my feet. It's so weird. And if I have a prostate orgasm, that is also very different. And all these things are different. So I think when we talk about a clitoral or a vaginal orgasm, I think that we're just talking about a different experience, different stimulation, different embodiment. You probably feel it in different places, in different ways. And it makes perfect sense that some women like different types of orgasms more. Some women can come from anal. I can come from anal. So that makes sense to me. It makes perfect sense to me. I'm sorry that women expect you to ask what they want and to get erect. I always ask what they want. I think that is like a requirement. And I do resent that they want me to get erect. If they want me to get erect, they need to give me what I want. Like, if you want me to get wet so you can fuck me, you're going to have to do some foreplay and turn me on. Well, it goes the other way. If you want me to get hard, you're going to have to do some foreplay and you're going to have to turn me on. You're going to get into my mind and turn me on. But I think that we just kind of think that men do the whole thing. They do all the sex. They sex you. They sex themselves. Everybody comes because the man makes it happen. And the woman's just like a helpless little idiot. But I don't actually think that. The G spot doesn't even exist. Yes, I know. It is not a real place. The location of the G spot is there's a bumpy region if you feel it in there, which is the area that they're referring to, which is where secretions come from. I forget the name of it, but that might be a useful spot to stimulate for women, especially because most of their sex nerves are on the vulva and are kind of front loaded, and pressure inside of the vagina activates and tenses different areas of the vulva, and that's why it would be experienced different. And I think that maybe for some women, that area, putting pressure on there, would do a lot for them, and maybe some women not. Maybe it's different, but yeah, that makes I don't see why you're so skeptical. I don't see why you're so skeptical. Yeah, the G spot isn't actually a real organ, though. It's not. It's spongy tissue. Have I ever considered that maybe I'm not cut out for sex? No. I have not considered that. Okay, this one's got a GIF. Hold on a second. If I do that, and then I do this, there we go. Curious use of the word almost. Okay, here's my original post here. So when I say that men will almost never be better at giving you an orgasm as you are at giving yourself one. Yeah, I say almost because sexperts do exist. I mean, there are women that can like make a guy come from a blowjob in like 2 seconds flat. I mean, I'm exaggerating, and there are men that are really good at sex because they have tons and tons and tons and tons of sex with tons of women, and vice versa. And people that have tons and tons of sex, often, not always, get good at it. But I don't want to be focusing on completely on the woman's pleasure before mine. I want her to have some agency. I don't have it up, but I was replying to Jessica Pinn, a leading researcher on clitoral anatomy. And she said that it is psychopathic behavior that men refuse to I don't remember exactly refuse to be more giving during sex. And I agree, it's not good for men to not be giving, but also I think that it is, if you want to be diagnosing behaviors as disordered, I think that it's also borderline BPD behavior for you to expect a man to be 100% giving all the time without ever being responsible for taking. And I don't think that BPD is a fair thing to say there, because I think that it's just how we socialize women in this way, and I think that it's a sexist diagnosis. And similarly, I think that it is sexist to say that men are psychopaths for wanting to focus on their own pleasure during sex. I just want women to be able to take and not have to give without them taking. You have to take. It's a give and take. It's not just a give and give. It's a give and take. Squirting is fake, says El Jim again. I don't think squirting is fake. I mean, it might be pee for some women. It may be all women. But even if that's the case, it still happens. I don't care. Also, they do have secretion glands that might become more active. I don't know. But I don't even care. If it's pee, it's still real. But I've definitely seen women have fake squirting, where they fake it and they're like, "Oh, I'm about to squirt," and then they pee. So, yeah, some women fake squirting for sure. I've seen that. Did I have an argument with the missus? No. Not about sex or orgasms. No. Yeah. I mean, we argue, but not about this. Okay. Mind waves. Here we go. When I say mind waves, what comes to mind? Does a smart opinion about women come to mind when I say mind waves? Oh shit, hold on. Look at that shit-eating grin on my face that's stuck there. Well, hold on while I fix that for you. Okay, yeah. Let's get to mind waves comment. Okay. This reads like someone who has never been with a woman or who has woman friends. I'm guessing he means who doesn't have woman friends. Why? Because I have a backbone? Someone else comes in. Because you think you have to be a sex addicted porn star to give a woman a good orgasm. Okay. So now we are jumping. So I said in my post, let's bring it back up again. Here's my post. So I said, men can't give women, unless they're an expert, they can't give women better orgasms than women can give themselves. Okay? You can't know her body better than she knows her own body unless you're like a super experienced sex wizard. Okay? It seems obvious. It's like this, it's not so crazy. So many men got so insecure about this. And so now we're moving all the way to to give a good orgasm. No, if you're defining a good orgasm as a better orgasm that she could even give herself, then you think women are retarded, and you think that you have to take care of them, and they are so helpless that they can't even fucking make themselves come better than you can. Are you kidding me? That's insane. Better than she can give herself? If that is already your definition of a good orgasm, then you've proven my point. Is your point that you're a virgin or that I'm a porn star? I mean, now we're just clearly just trolling, so I'm not like, I don't have much to say about that, but I mean, but it's more that you're delusional, whatever. Okay, nah. I've just had sex before, bruh. I can obviously make myself come quicker than my girl can. Okay, so, because it goes both ways. Like, a woman can't make you come unless she's an expert better than you can make yourself come. And we know this. All men, if you have jerked off and you've had sex enough times, you know that unless she's an expert, you can make yourself come better than she can make you come. That doesn't mean sex is not fun, because we like doing it with each other. I mean, that's why you jerk off. You jerk off because you're thinking about doing it with someone else. But you are more in touch with your own body than anyone else is. Nah, I've just had sex before. I can obviously make myself come quicker than my girl, but the orgasm is always better with her. Same. Okay, so what does that mean, better? Okay, like, yeah, I mean, you love her. Same goes with women, especially for so many women. The mental is the most important part. This guy fucks. Okay, so now we're talking about something completely different. The emotional, psychological aspect. Yeah, that's important. And it can make you come really hard. And I find that this is mostly the case with hookup culture and one-night stands. I used to be completely adamant that the most important part of sex is the performance and delivery, because you got to make them horny, and the hornier you make them, then the harder they'll come. But that really is only the case with hookups and like short-term relationships, little flames, one-night stands, honeymoon phase sex. Long-term relationships, that's not really the case. But in a short-term or hookup, the fantasy exists more than the actual person. So if you can really embody a fantastical being that they're having sex with, that can make them come really hard. And if you're saying that men have to embody some fantastical image in order for women to have like good orgasms, I mean, are we saying that women should do that for men? Because I don't think I've experienced that. I think that women try to do that, but it's never what I actually want. It's what they want me to want. I find that women, in my experience sexually, will do and portray what they think that I want or what they actually want me to want, rather than focusing on what I actually want. And when my wants don't line up with what they want me to want, it makes them frustrated, and they don't like that. And that frustrates me because I feel like I'm just being used. Men and women are different, though. Yeah, they're different. I think about the differences sexually with men and women. It's hard to separate it from the socialization, but as it is, there are definitely differences. I think about that a lot because I can't really know where they are and where the socialization is. I feel like this is true regardless of gender. I imagine most people can get themselves off more efficiently than someone else. And I agree. Yes. Because you know your own body more. Okay. Quit this guy's obviously just trolling me. Bro, quit self-reporting. Ha ha ha. You say that because you're a liar and a coward. You know, what people don't realize is when people are trolling you, they are engaging. So you just ask them a question or whatever, and they'll keep engaging, and they just write you paragraphs, and it's like, oh, thank you so much for the engagement on my post, you fucking moron. Thanks. I say it because it's true. You're posting about how you can't please a woman. It's funny and all. I just don't think you should yell it to the world. It's a problem you'll solve one day if you put some practice in, champ. So if I put some practice in, I'll be better at giving women orgasms than they are at giving themselves them. I mean, yeah, that's a fact. I don't hold myself to that standard. And also, I don't want to always be doing that. I don't want to always be like completely turning myself into a sex toy for her pleasure. I want it to be a give and take, and a take and give. I mean, I said men can't give women better orgasms than they can give themselves. I understand it's funny to interpret it that way, but I just think it makes you look insecure. I hate how sometimes, though, when I am responding to trolls, they get me. Because right here, this guy says something super passive-aggressive. So I point it out, and then I immediately, I say something passive-aggressive. So I say, the level of passive-aggressiveness is insane. And then I immediately say, sorry for making you so insecure. So I immediately become passive-aggressive. Fuck, dude. Fuck. Got me, dude. Speak for yourself. All these fucking insecure men. I'm speaking for the majority. And it goes in both directions. Women can't give men better orgasms than they can give themselves unless the man exercises a lot of agency in the sex and plays a major role in his own pleasure. Because when you're, penetrating someone, you are controlling when you are stimulated. You're controlling all of that. I think women need to put some more agency in because they know what they need physically and they need to make it happen. They got hands. How do you think lesbians have sex? Lesbians have better sex than women have sex with men. Lesbians have better experience with sex than hetero women. For this reason, because they know that they have to put in some agency and they know they know what they need and they know how to get it done and they make it happen. You aren't taking into account the part of the orgasm that comes from the connection you have with the person. I already went over this. The performative, fantastical embodiment. But I bet if that criteria is met, most women would choose to orgasm with a man. I mean, yeah, I would choose to orgasm with a woman. I mean, because like I said, when you are having sex, when you're masturbating, you're thinking about having sex. Or maybe you're thinking about a sexual situation where you aren't having sex. Whatever it is, you're thinking about sex. Usually. It'd be interesting to be into fantasizing about the fact that you're masturbating in isolation with no one else. It's just like, it's so hot that I am masturbating. That would be really, I don't know, it'd be really, power to you, I guess. Feels kind of lonely. That would feel kind of lonely. Okay. Lav comments. She fucking throws a curveball. So different approach to the men who are insecure, saying that I'm just bad at sex and I never had sex or whatever, I'm a virgin or whatever. Because I couldn't possibly have ever had sex and also think that women are more in touch with their bodies than I am. I couldn't possibly have had sex and think that. But this is different. She's a woman. Who pretends this? No woman I've ever met thinks men are good at sex. True. Absolutely true. Because a lot of men are bad at sex. And actually, a lot of women are bad at sex. Too. But we just don't care. We just make it happen. Because if you're fucking somebody, you control when you're stimulated. All you need is her to be there to fuck. I don't see why it can't go the other direction. I mean, you can fuck somebody without them being horny. If you use lube. But just turn me on and fuck me, baby. Let's go. Why is that so crazy? They think men need to be amazing, past the point of reasonability. Okay, so once you get past men that literally are putting no thought and not communicating whatsoever into a woman's pleasure, and once you get to the men who are actually trying, women still will be underwhelmed and will shame men. And these progressive women who date progressive men will shame men for not being good enough. And that really gets to me. I think they think men need to be amazing past the point of reasonability. If you think a man should be able to match or beat you at pleasuring yourself, you're delusional. Men don't think this about women. We advocate for our own pleasure during sex and make it happen for ourselves. Smeth, they're just asking you to get your own place and have a steady job. The women you dare do not want you to be everything. The women I'm thinking she means date. The women that I date don't want me to be everything. Yeah, because I don't date women that want me to be everything. I think she's just taking a personal jab, but I'm not talking about my relationships. I'm talking about hookups and the constant stream of shaming of men's sexual inadequacy that I see online. And also, I'm going to get comments like this. So this would be a representation of, the typical, what a woman's orgasm. What in tarnation? I ain't never seen a woman come. I ain't never heard about none of that. So, yeah. But, I mean, it's clearly just joking. But, okay. I'm going to move to this. Yeah, let's move over here. Let's move this down. Being toxic rules, says Nadrika. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I got that toxic pussy. I got that toxic pussy juice. A lot of dudes be on that weaponized ignorance. That's true too. And a lot of women also are on that weaponized ignorance. Yeah, I feel so invisible to women sexually. And I don't mean like they don't want to have sex with me. I mean, when I'm having sex with women, I feel like they want me to want what they want me to want. And they don't want to look at me and think about me as a unique person with unique interests and wants. And my unique interests and wants will be like a disappointment And I don't approach sex that way with women. I just think that it's because women don't have the opportunity, though. I don't think it's because women are just evil. I think it's because women don't have the opportunity to have sex, because a lot of men are entitled, and a lot of men are very selfish. So if that's the majority of sex that a woman has, then she's going to expect that. And a lot of her fantasies might even revolve around that or incorporate that. And I don't want to be that. And also me being that also puts me at risk of like raping her. Like it's like so many women want men to take what they want and be horny and out of control, but they want the man to want exactly what she wants and take it from her. And if I actually try to lose control of myself, which is not really what works for me at all, if I actually try to become that monster, that sex monster, what I want isn't going to line up with what you want me to want, and it's still going to be violating to you. Now, that is not, like, those women like that are probably the majority, just like men who don't think about women's pleasure at all are also the majority. But what I'm talking about here is the progressives who are trying, the men who are trying, and the women who are trying to advocate for themselves. But I think that the way that these progressive women are advocating for themselves is by putting all of the responsibility for their orgasm on the man. Men don't put the responsibility of their orgasm on the woman. But the women are still in that mind state where they're so helpless, and they want to put all the responsibility on the man. Some of it does need to go to the man. The man needs to be receptive, communicative, but also she needs to fucking make it happen. She gotta make it happen, baby. I think I'm just gonna pop this up here and then just like scroll. So if I click that button there. Oh yeah, baby. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move this here. Well, now I'm gonna take me. Move that to the top. This is the first for me. React mode, baby. React mode, baby. React mode unlocked. The first Smeth in the corner reacting video stream ever. Let's go, baby. Let's go. All right. Maybe this corner, because I'm like facing this way, so it'd be a little bit more spicier, a little more visually effective. Okay. This corner's better anyway. Okay. Mother Barbie says, "This is why I feel like masturbation and sex are such different things. Because the less good orgasm with a man can still be much more exciting event overall, and I can give myself a better one, but my husband can give me multiple in a row. I can't make that happen myself." Yeah, that's the kind of thing, because yes, I agree. It's very different. You can't give someone a physiological bodily orgasm is quite as much, but the relationship and the intensity and all that is important. It's what we want. That's what we think about when we're jerking off. But we can't, actually stimulate somebody better than they can stimulate themselves. So that's why I think during sex you gotta stimulate yourself a little bit. I mean, men do. We're fucking. We know. It's time to thrust. It's time to thrust less because I'm getting close. I'm going to finish. It's time to thrust more. Ugh! And he pulls out and he jizzes all over your stomach. Or whatever. Ugh. Virgins giving sex advice is my favorite genre of tweet. I love Sockboy. It's a very good troll account. He's funny. Honestly, women just need to communicate more. Women are just as bad as men when it comes to being bad communicators, both sexually and just generally. I mean, I kind of agree. Maybe not universally, but definitely sexually, I think men are actually better communicators than women. Not good listeners. Overall, men are not good listeners, but they can communicate what they need. If you communicate what you need, I'm going to help you with it. You know? I'm going to try. I mean, maybe I also, like, sometimes I'll communicate something I need, and then a woman will try, and she can't totally perfectly match that and do that exactly what I want. And that's okay. She's trying, and you're working together to make it happen, especially when you get into weird, unique things. And it's the same way. If it's something odd that I've never done before, it'll take me more time to get used to it and fill that role for you. But I'm going to warn you, if you ever actually figure out how to give women orgasms, they are hard to get rid of. Oh yeah, this guy's so fucking great. Yeah, once you figure out how to be a perfect sex beast like me, the women won't fucking leave you alone. Oh, my dick is just so good. Oh, yeah, man. Once you fucking have a sit on this cock, you'll never be able to jerk off. You'll never be able to rub your own clit again because you'll never be able to do it as good as this dick. I'm just that good, baby. Ah, oh, that's the sign of a true sex pro. Oh, so amazing. So good. It's like how dolphins' vaginas have dolphin vaginal secretions. they make monkeys have heart attacks because they make monkeys come so hard. You ever famous copy pasta I'm referring to? Okay. I feel like I was rude to Sassafras here. So I can like zoom in. Wait, what? That's not the issue at all. Women out here asking for men to care and not just focus on themselves. Women need to communicate the best way their partners can give them the O, but the men need to give a shit. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, the men need to give a shit and women need to communicate. But not just communicate. I think women need to actually actively try to make it happen for themselves too. Like being an active participant. Like if you're just laying there, you're going to need a really, really experienced, talented fuck boy to give you a perfect sexual experience if you're just going to lay there. Just like if you just want a girl to give you a blowjob, 9 out of 10 girls are not that experienced that they can give you an amazing blowjob that'll make you come. You can't, you don't expect her to. It's like, okay, now you pull out, you have sex, you do whatever you have to do. If you're in a position where you're just laying there and let the other person do the whole thing, you can't expect them to be amazing, because the level of expertise you're talking about in uh, it's just so much that there are not a lot of women who can do that. There's not a lot of men that can do that. So if you want to start having good sex, you can't lay still. You can't be a pillow princess. I mean, and I've talked about multiple times. I like that. I want to be a pillow princess sometimes, but also my expectations for that are low. I just want the experience. I don't expect someone to blow my mind when that happens. Yeah, that is a separate issue from this. Women want men to do all the work and give them amazing orgasms without doing any of it themselves. Otherwise, they shame the man. I feel like I was being a little bit I was out of patience and I was not being as good of communicating with Sassafras here. So we should encourage women to communicate and not be jerks about it. Your initial tweet made it sound like men shouldn't put in effort because they'll never be better than a magic wand or a porn star, and women expect that, which is not true. Most women are just asking for the O equality. Yes, but I don't think you can ask men to give you the O equality. You have to ask men to be communicative and receptive and equal participants in the sexual encounter. You can ask them that, and they need to do that. They're failing, they need to do that. But also that means you can't ask them to do the whole thing. You have to be, it's 50-50. Or maybe it's not, sometimes maybe you want to do 20-80, but the more agency that you have in the interaction, the better results you're going to get for yourself physically. Unless he's a master of the Karma Sutra. And in that case, it's all about you. It's not about him at that point. It's all about you. That's why it has to be 50-50 if you want actual equilibrium, if you want actual equality. The true equal sex is 50-50 in participation. It doesn't matter that men are stronger or that like physiologically like they're like our dick is like hard and then like soft and shit. None of that matters. If you actually want equality and outcome, you have to both be putting in 50% of the agency in the interaction. Women should stop asking for it and start achieving it. Sex isn't just you focus on you and I focus on me. Sometimes it is, but other times you should focus on your partner's pleasure. A lot of women are giving and want that reciprocated. That's it. If you're just a selfish lover, you should be shamed. Okay, I respond. There is being selfish and there is being an advocate for yourself. I don't think you need to be selfish to advocate for yourself and do what you need to do for yourself. Okay, I feel sorry for you, bro. Try harder. All you have to do is care enough to give them one look. And all you have to do is care enough to give them one and look for the signs they're getting close and don't stop. I could teach you some things that will have your woman squirting on your chin and all over your balls in no time. Maybe you're gay, but I don't think that it's just, looking for the signs that they're getting close, and then don't stop. I can tell you're getting close, babe. I'm not gonna stop. That sounds fucking like the bare minimum to me. You're describing what to me is literally the absolute bedrock bare minimum, bud. And you think you're like a god because of that. My vision of advocating for yourself is always toxic and annoying, says Nadrika. I don't agree. I'm talking about putting in effort and achieving your pleasure by putting in half of the effort and agency in the interaction. How dare you? If you feel this insecure and threatened about failing at sex and being judged for your skill level, then maybe just don't have sex, brah. You're better at giving yourself an orgasm, so just jerk off and stop postulating about it and telling on yourself, lol. That's right. I'm amazing at giving myself an orgasm. And I think that all women are just so horrible at sex because they can't do better than I can. They just suck at it. Their pussies just ain't tight enough. They just don't try hard enough. They just don't know what to do. No, I'm not going to shame women because they are not as in touch with my body as I am in touch with my own body. I don't think that women are all my mom and I'm just like pathetic and need them to do the whole thing for me. No, I know what I need and make it happen. The real sexual red pill is realizing that the male and female orgasms are incompatible and you have to take turns being the receiver. Okay, dude, Jim, like the things you say, I see a part of, like, you're very thoughtful, but you're wrong. But you're not totally wrong, okay? I think that this is the case with all sex, gay sex too. Your orgasm with another man is like if you can both enjoy doing the same act at the same time in the same way to the same intensity, and then that's great. But it's almost never the case. And there is some level of, oh, in this moment I'm focusing more on you, in this moment you're focusing more on me, in this instance, in this scenario you're focusing more on me, in this scenario I'm focusing more on you. That's always the case. Gay sex, straight sex, man, woman, it's always the case because we're all different people. There is no magical like puzzle where you put the penis and vagina and it's just like both of your, like, that is, we're all like weird and fucked up, and I mean, we all probably like that to some extent, but it's more complicated than that. It's not that perfect. Explicitly, okay, so you mean in terms of just orgasms? Yeah. Yeah, but still, like, but in terms of just orgasms, two men are still probably more incompatible than a man and a woman. Unless you want to like try to make a fire, you know? Hello, Camden the Best on Kick. I'm most of my chat is in YouTube, but I see you. Okay, I'm gonna look at some of. Hold on, I'm gonna squish myself down again. I'm gonna look at some of the retweets now. No, how do I? Here we go. Asexual prescription. Basically a sexual prescription. Smeth needs a cat or a dog so that he can stop obsessing over sex on Twitter and YouTube and start meeting real people at the beach. I don't know. I don't really want to fuck a cat. I don't. So I don't think it would work for me. I mean, I just have opinions, and I'm right, and people seem to disagree and get triggered by it. So it makes something interesting to talk about. And also, I'm like mildly traumatized by my feeling of always being a sex toy for women and not really being seen by them. Women want me to be, in so many experiences, women want me to be that asshole that they hate. They want me to be that rapey guy who just fucking fucks. But I'm not that. I'm not that. And, like, I don't think they actually... I think women are... It was in my experience, a lot of women I've been with are very traumatized sexually, too. And it comes from that, too, and it's related to that. Well, so every time a man rapes a woman, he's also ruining my sex life, too. He's ruining it for everybody. You're adding trauma into the pool of sexuality, and it makes the water worse for everybody. Just like suicide has effects on everyone around you, and it has ripples in society, so doesn't rape. And I really feel the effects of that. What's the point of meeting real people at the beach if you're not going to have sex with them? Yeah, good point, good point. I don't know if there's anything in here that's, you just said that. I don't know what I was talking about. I don't really care. I showed my wife his post. She laughed harder than I did. Dude, this guy's a fucking giga chad, dude. Dude, fuck yeah. Okay, let's see what else we got here. This is me tweeting about going live today. Motherfucker screaming weep dick game from the hilltops. Yeah, so just another man telling me that if I can't pleasure a woman better than she can pleasure herself, then I have weak dick game. How fucking insecure, dude. Like, the fact that men are de facto putting themselves in that role causes a lot of the trauma that has all these ripple effects, and it's just making sex worse for everybody. It's so stupid. It's so stupid that we can't have honest discussions about sex without everybody feeling insecure and inadequate and feeling like they have to fucking, like, compensate. And it has made it so that sex is worse for everybody. You think you can give women better orgasms than they can give themselves? Either you have no respect for women at all, or you're a narcissist. Please stop. You look foolish. There are dudes that think they're always... Are there dudes that think they always get a woman off? Yup. But your statement is ignorant of other factors. I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, try to... please stop. Okay. I don't get that. Like, you disagree with me. What, like, you're telling... Like, other guy that was trolling me, he said that I shouldn't be announcing this. on like to publicly. Why? I don't get it. Please stop. What? I don't. What? Like, should I be? I'm not embarrassed. Are you embarrassed? I'm not. I don't have trouble having sex. So I don't like. I don't understand. I feel like, yeah, it's just some kind of. It's just projection. Insecurity. You look foolish. I look foolish. Are there dudes that think they always get a woman off? Yep. Yeah. That's not what I'm talking about. I don't think you know what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about that. Fuck, dude. Literally no woman who masturbates thinks this. Okay, good. That I probably agree with. Women who masturbate probably are aware that men are not as good at stimulating them as they are at themselves, especially if they use sex toys, like vibrators and shit. Like, my dick don't vibrate. I mean, I can do some things that a dildo can't do, but I also think some things a dildo can do that I can't do. If that's the case, then why do women shame men for not being good enough? That's my response. Why do men shame women for not being good enough, tight enough, etc.? I don't know. Immature adults speak retardedly about sex on the internet. You're not tapping into a widely held belief amongst women. The vast majority of women are complacent and not climaxing. I agree with all of this. Yes. We shouldn't be shaming each other. Women are complacent with not climaxing. And I think the solution is not to shame men more. The solution is to we should shame men who don't communicate. But we also, the more elusive solution that is important, very important, and crucial, is for women to take agency in their interaction. How do I respond? Right. But there lies the issue. Women should be able to climax during sex, but they need to exercise more agency in the way that men do. No. The issue you raised was about complaining about not coming. No, it wasn't. The issue I raised was about women thinking men should be better at giving them orgasms than they are at giving themselves orgasms. And if they don't actually think that men are capable of doing that, they shame men for not being able to do that. I'm talking about progressive women who are trying to close the orgasm gap and to care about having orgasms during sex and are mad and standing up for themselves. And they're better than complacent women, but they make me more mad because I'm a man and they're shaming me instead of taking agency and advocating for themselves, improving the situation. I mean, they're shaming me online. I mean, I'm talking about just the progressive discourse that I see online. And the fact of the matter is that most women don't complain about not climaxing. Many fake orgasms. Yes. And it's bad that women fake orgasms. I understand that women will say that they fake orgasms because they feel insecure and they feel like they need to do it for the man. Just like, the whole thing is like for the man, and that's bad. But it also means that men are not learning what actually makes a woman come too. And I just think women should stop doing that if at all possible. Just don't fucking fake your orgasm. I think it's just toxic and ruins sex. It's more toxicity and trauma that ruins sex for everybody, causes ripple effects. Every orgasm you fake causes a ripple throughout society that is felt by everybody, especially me. The issue I raised was about women expecting men to do a better job at stimulating them than they are to themselves. And they fake orgasms but resent men for this. It makes no difference how the dissatisfaction is addressed in the moment. So yeah, if you're going to fake orgasms but then have resentment, then you're going to have resentment towards men for not caring about your pleasure and for the sexual interaction being all about them. You're going to resent men for that. And then it makes sense that you're going to start blaming men for not being good enough and stuff. When the real way to start getting there is to stop faking your orgasms, be an advocate for yourself and what your needs are, and make it happen. Don't just say, well, I faked it, so you're just suck at sex. What? How amazing do you think I am? Do you think that I'm a god? Like, if you want me to get better, how do you think that I'm going to do that? And every woman, every person, every man, every woman is unique in their sexual needs. Okay. He's gayer than me, so I'm not surprised to see him tweet that. Why would this be something a gay person would say? I'd say something else, but I know Smeth would fall apart. Just imagine all the horrible ways I could end a tweet to kindly say fuck off. Okay. So yeah, that's my story. The orgasm, what's the orgasm gap? It's the fact that women have orgasms far less during sex than men at on average. And I think it's because they're not, I think if you are a progressive man, if a progressive woman is having sex with a progressive man who wants to communicate and listen to her needs and stuff, if he's not a sexpert, if he's not a porn star, then she has, at that point, no right in shaming him or feeling like he is inadequate. He is as good as his experience level is, and you need to put in some agency just like men do, and you have to make it happen if you want to come. You can't just lay there. Well, I'm not gonna lie, you do give off closet gay guy vibes, Smeth. You're jealous of the attention women get in a weird way. Sure, sometimes. Someone said, they rather fake orgasms and control a man rather than have an orgasm. That might be true for some women. I don't know. Wow, the way I did my lighting really makes me really white looking because of the pink in the extra fluorescent light there. I change it to like red. I like that. I like that too. That looks good. All right. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk, Smeth heads. Smeth has the pinkest penis. Oh yeah. See that? See that? A piece of metal there? thanks for coming to my stream. I'm glad you liked it. I should do more streams where I do this kind of thing. If I have something to talk about, I should just fucking do a stream about it and talk about it. See you next time. Last week I had a lot of work. I was dealing with some conflicts and stuff and just wasn't feeling good. On Tuesday is going to be my second pottery wheel class. It's going to be interesting. Got some videos. I have a video I kind of want to put together. A fun one. And I just realized just before this stream that my recent video, your narcissist boyfriend abused me too. I thought it would get a lot more views, and I thought I was using good buzzwords in the title. I just was researching, and apparently the word abused greatly deprioritizes your video if you put it in the title. And that makes no fucking sense because the Chris Chan was abused video got a lot of views, but that one had the word Chris Chan in it, so that makes sense. Yeah, I can't believe abused gets deprioritized. Interesting. Interesting what YouTube's priorities are. You don't get to be a bully very often. I appreciate your bullying. Welcome back. Come back. Bully me anytime you want. And once in a while, it'll get to me. And you'll get to see that. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Wipe the Smeth off your face. And take some Smethadone and have a good night's sleep. Have a good night, everybody.